Hey everyone, it's Nelson Miller here with PA Creative. Today I have an update to our Divi Carousel Maker. This is version 1.3. It has a lot of new features. Let's take a look at everything that's new. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the link in the description. You'll see the blog post where I have all of the information written here. So we're continuing to improve this plugin, and that's our goal, to make this the best Divi Carousel solution out there, and I think it already is. But take a look at all the things we've added here and see what you think. So let's go over all the new features here. And the first one is going to be this idea where you can add images to the carousel and make a nice gallery, right? So you can click through and it's kind of like a gallery. But people were asking for, hey, could I also click on an image and then it opens up like the way the Divi gallery module would open in a lightbox, where it's like it blurs the background a little, and then there's like a slider in that view. And that's exactly what we've done, and we've done it with just image modules. So we're technically grouping the image modules, and then there's a setting that we've added into the carousel right here. Okay, I'm over on the demo site now, and here's what I mean. If I click on an image, see how it opens up, and this is like the familiar like in the Divi gallery module. So that's really cool. Again, you can just enable that. I'll show you that real quick. So there's two things. First of all, in the carousel, we have a new miscellaneous settings toggle. Right here it is. I've already have it enabled. Just turn that on. So again, it's right there. And then the other thing is go into each image, and under the link, by default, it's going to look like that. And all you got to do is enable this toggle, open in Lightbox. And that's under this link toggle in the image module. So you'll turn that on for each image, and then you'll be good to go. Next, we've added responsive settings to the navigation controls. So basically now you can choose to show or hide them per device, maybe change the alignment per device, spacing, things like that. Another thing is we've added hover settings to the buttons and the controls. So, when you're clicking on a button, it's nice to have like a change of background color. That kind of makes sense. So we've added, let's see. So yeah, right here. So like background color, you can click there and then, set a different color for both the background and the icon and the text. All right. And then the same thing with controls. So if you have like numbers, or, something like that, and then right here, and again, this works for the active, the default and the active. You know how you can have like the one highlighted, the one that it's active slide. So you could technically set a different setting on hover for each of those. And we've also incorporated a default hover transition speed for all of those things. All right, so here's a really interesting one. We added a number of rows setting. And at first this may be like, wait a minute, a carousel with multiple rows? And you can see probably from this screenshot, I hope it's kind of obvious as soon as you see it, what can be done now. So this is a big deal. Yeah, now again, you used to be able to set the number of columns, essentially, like how many modules are showing right in the carousel. Well, now you can set the number of rows, so you can essentially make this grid. Let me show you this. In the back end, it would look something like this here. So here I have image, and then I have a text module, and then I have a button module. And because I have 3 modules that I want stacked, I will have this set right in here. Let me show you. General settings, it's right here. Number of rows. So I can set that. It would be on 1 by default, but 3 in my case, because I have, like I'm thinking of like the image, text, and button as like a unit. So there's 3 rows. And now when I preview it, you can see how it works. It works exactly like you would expect. So I think this really opens up a lot of possibilities. Yeah, this is going to be exciting. You could build really nice testimonials, using the different modules, maybe an icon module for something, and then like for like the quote symbol, you know what I mean? And then like, or an image for their photo, and then a text, and even like a social follow. Maybe you have a carousel of your team, right? And you want to have like their social links in a module, and a bio and their photo. You can sort of build it now as like a column. So I'm excited about that. It's an interesting little, well, it's a little feature, but it's like a big feature, if that makes sense. All right, and so before you could always, grab any carousel like this. See, I can like grab it and move it, right? So I'm just on my demo site here. So I could like grab this and try to move it over, and I can't. It's really only moving over one. That's because the number of modules per slide. So every time I click this, I have it set to 1 right now. So every time I would try to drag it, it would only go over 1, even if I'm like swiping on my phone. So now this new setting, unrestricted, it just means now you'll be able to like this right here. I can literally drag this one all the way. See that? I can take this one and move it all the way over here. Before it would only go to 1 if that was what I had it set at with the number of modules per scroll. All right, so in the past we have this highlight mode, right? So you can see here this middle one is obviously clearer than the other one. And that's because, let me show you the settings. The middle one, or I should say the non-middle one, the non-highlighted one had some settings adjusted for like its blur, the opacity, and they're still here, but I've added these tabs. See, it's common, and then you turn it on, but it's going to be off by default. But when you turn it on, now we have highlighted and non-highlighted. In the past, it was just non-highlighted. So in other words, the middle one was normal, and then you adjusted the settings for the other ones, for the abnormal ones. Well, now you could technically do it the opposite, or you technically now have control. So we also added this box shadow for each one. And I really like that because I may want a box shadow on the highlighted one, and I want to keep, the opacity and size fine, how it is. And then keep this how it was. And I could even do it with a box shadow where it gets darker. So like the non-highlighted one has like a light box shadow. The highlighted one would have a dark box shadow. Oh, a keyboard navigation. So that's a kind of a fun one. This is kind of nice. Let me show you that. Of course, actually I can't show you that. It wouldn't even... How would I show you that? Keyboard navigation is right here. Now we have other improvements. So Divi updated with the icons recently. Now you have awesome icons. So right here, like left and right, look at all these icons are here. For left and right, you can pick any of them. The next thing is this product offset. So you may remember that we kind of, created this feature where you could use the Divi Shop module. Now it's called Woo Products module. Okay, so make sure you understand that they just renamed the Shop module to Woo Products. But anyway, the point is we had this offset feature. Let me just go in here. Right here, product offset feature. Product offset number. We had this only when our plugin was installed. It allowed you to add one product per, multiple shop modules to make a product carousel. Well, now that's their setting. So what happened was when they updated and added their setting, now you had two settings because we had ours and they had theirs. So what we've done is we've removed ours and tried to migrate ours into theirs. So ours is like retired, if you want to say it that way. Check yours if you were using that. Just make sure that it's migrated properly into their setting because ours will no longer be there. So each one of these is a Woo Products module, an individual module, okay, like the shop module. And then the offset is used. So anyway, I'm just clarifying that we've removed our setting in favor of theirs. And yeah, we're flattered that they copied us, that they liked our idea. I already told you about some of this. Yeah, we renamed, it was called like number of modules to show at a time or something. And it was kind of a weird name. Now it's just number of columns. We have number of rows, number of columns. And we fixed this bug when you would go from when you had highlight mode actually, Anyway, when it would go from the last slide, when it was on infinite scroll, it would like have this weird like, it would slide over and then like do this little jump. We fixed that. Yeah, that's about it. So, with all these new improvements, I don't know if it seems big to you or not, but it was a big deal. A lot of these things. Our next update will have a lot of transition effects, like the cover flow and the fade transition and all that kind of stuff. So that's going to be the next update. You can look forward to that. If you really like this and you're excited about this update, just give me a thumbs up. That helps me. And yeah, continue to give us ideas. I honestly want to make this, I want to add every possible feature that I can think of. Like sometimes I'll literally sit and I'll research and I'll brainstorm and I'll look at every other WordPress carousel I can come up with, and like we've already have most of their settings. And but yeah, if there's something that we could add, by all means, I'm open. Yeah, it's exciting. All right, well, enjoy the update, and we'll see you all in our next video.